Hi guys. Please meet my friend Inessa. I'll introduce myself really quickly. My name is Olia Ligoshina, and I have been a Rodan and Fields consultant for about 7.5 years now, which is crazy. And I would love to introduce to you my dear friend, actually since college. We've known each other since college, Inessa Fayner. She is from Belarus and originally, and we went to college together, and she joined me in business in February this year, right in the middle of the pandemic. She is amazing. She is a medical professional. I'll let her tell you a little bit more in detail of what she does, but she actually just worked an 18-hour shift. So I just, I can't imagine being on video right now doing this quick interview, but Inessa, welcome.
Thank you.
And I'd love for you to share a little bit about, your professional background with everybody.
Yes, thank you, Ola. Thank you so much. And it's true that we know each other for a long time. And thank you for doing this interview with me. I feel honored. Yes, so right now I'm an essential worker. I work at a hospital and I'm doing ultrasound. And I do this full-time job, and I do like it. I love it because I'm helping people, and I love working with people. So I think it's part of the reason why I'm doing this with you. But yes, definitely. And I am from Belarus. I live in California. That's about it. So.
Okay. Well, I wanted to have you share, Inessa, how you found out about Rodan and Fields.
Okay, this is, to me, I love this story because I found out about it through you. And as you said, we met in university. We went to the same college, and we stayed in touch over social media. Thank God for social media.
Yes.
And, yes. And I mean, we're not close friends, but we stayed in touch. And so I followed you on Facebook, and when you first started doing this, you announced it on the Facebook, and that's how I found out about it.
Wow, that long ago. So
yes.
this is, I'm hearing this for the first time, actually, just like you guys.
No, I remember you doing this in the beginning.
Wow.
I remember your first announcement. I remember your first video.
Wow.
And yes.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So tell me, like, so since basically I started doing this in 2014. So what was it that actually made you reach out to me in like this year?
This year. Yes. Okay. Can I be completely honest?
That's what everybody wants. That we.
Yes. I got really inspired, I have to say. I got really inspired because, as you mentioned, we've known each other for quite some time. Even though we're not very close, we stayed in touch. And I just, I don't know what you thought of me back then, but I remember you as a bit shy, timid, and myself, I'm very shy as well. I'm working on that. And I remember the first post that you did, and I remember the first video that you did, and the transformation between your first video and the video in 2021. And of course, COVID happened, and everybody was kind of staying home a little bit more and more on the social media. So I just remember watching you doing interviews with this amazing, inspirational women that are so successful and inspiring. And the way you conducted yourself, the interviews, I was like, wow, who is this person? This is a completely different person. This is not the Ola that I know. This is so different from the first interview. The confidence, and just you're glowing your skin. Oh my gosh. Because I have to say, I was a little bit skeptical the first time you posted the video or you posted that you're doing this. I was like, yeah, right. I'm sorry. I'm
But
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. You know, I've had thoughts like this about people posting, you know, as well. And but I really love I mean, you sort of shared something like this, a little bit of it with me before, but you didn't share the whole story, I guess. So like literally this is a much bigger story.
Full version
And
of it.
honestly, I have to say, I actually, you know, was thinking about like I really want to reach out to Inessa. Like when I first started, like I was thinking about who should I reach out to, and I think because we weren't very close, and because you work in the medical field, and I think honestly I was a little bit, I mean, you always like your photos, like you have beautiful skin, and you have, you know, I mean, I can, you have taste, and I was honestly intimidated a little bit by, like I don't know what she's gonna think, and so so I was really surprised when you no, honestly, that like I was really surprised when you reached out to me and asked like, oh, or actually I remember your message, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't, like she is so um you know positive, and so just it was just it made my day. Like your message just made my day. So, and because I didn't really, like I said, we didn't really know each other that well, and so it was just such a sincere and warm message. I just was, I'm like, oh my gosh, like who is this person? you know
Yes, no, thank you. That's exactly how I felt. I just remember watching. It was several interviews that you did with some very successful ladies, and each time I got more and more impressed. And to be quite honest, I've never heard of Rodan and Fields, except for you and your post. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it's something that I was not aware of. And I just remember every time I watched the videos of you, I was getting more and more impressed. And then I remember just thinking like, oh my gosh, look at her skin. So if this product was not a good product, I mean, you always looked good. You always did, even in college. But you know, we all get a little bit mature, and to keep it up, and I think honestly you look, even your skin is glowing, literally glowing. And I've always cared about skin. It's something that I've always been doing, and something I think everybody should do, because as everybody says, skincare is self-care. But I remember just the confidence, the way you were. I was like, who is this person? I don't know this Ola. And I just, no, seriously. And I just remember thinking, I want to know what it is that she's doing that I'm not doing, and why am I not doing it? And I was just learned how to trust my intuition, and it was just like I didn't really think about it. It was just like it was. I had to send you a message, and I think that's the message that I sent you, the one that you're talking about.
yeah, yeah, it really warmed my heart. So, and I was really happy to to reconnect. And I really now let me just ask you, and you know just be like, we're saying, this is like a completely, open and frank, interview. So, tell me a few things, that are some of the favorite things that you have discovered as you started your business.
Wow. Favorite things, I have to say, honestly, the products. I'm so impressed. As I told you, I always cared about skin. Since I was a teen, I started using the products because I've always had really dry skin. And um, at some point, I thought something was wrong with me because I would get the red patches on my skin. And my aunt told me, don't worry, nothing is wrong. I know how to help you. So she's the one who kind of inspired me to start using skincare products.
Mhm.
But uh, you know, we do get more mature as our skin gets more mature. There's all kind of, we like to be in the sun, and so as time goes by, you're kind of looking at like, wow, maybe I need to do something else. I need to take better care of my skin. And again, I was still pretty skeptical, even at the point when I started. I was excited, but I still wanted to see how the skin products
Yeah.
were gonna work. Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yes, I was asking you a lot of questions. Um, and I have to say, wow, just wow. Um, my skin is very dry, and what a difference! What a difference! And every day, um, I see, I get more and more impressed. Um, so skin products for the, I use the line Redefine for the drier skin. And then I have to say the Lash Serum. Oh my gosh. I've used so many, and I hear this a lot from my clients as well, but I've never seen anything like it. Um, there's a lot of good serums out there, not saying anything, and a lot of them work. But there is a little difference between them and this one, and I was just so impressed. I've struggled, to be quite honest, with my lashes and regrowing them.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's helping me to get my confidence back. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. So tell me a little bit about how you are able to fit your business into your schedule, because you do work a lot of hours. You do work, at night. And you with your, with the journey that you've had, and we don't have to talk about it, here, publicly, but you just, you've overcome so many challenges, with, health wise, and you're able to, to run this, to, have your job, right, and work those long night, hours and night shifts, and then also you were able to fit this in to your schedule. So and tell us, everyone who is watching, how do you manage to do all that?
Well, definitely, it's still work in progress. It's definitely on my list to improve. And I'm very thankful to you. You're always there. You're always there to get me back on my game when I'm a little bit off of it. And you're always inspiring me, and you're always giving me really amazing suggestions. So it's a big part of it while I'm doing this, because I never feel alone. I feel that you have my back and that you're always there for me. Um, for me, it's a little bit maybe different than for a lot of people, because I do work so much. I'm not at this point maybe as active on social media as I would like to be. And it's definitely one of the challenges that I'm trying to overcome and learn a little bit more about it. but because I love people, I love talking to people. This is definitely my thing, and I'm so passionate about the skin and so passionate about this product because I've been now using it for since February, and I know it definitely works. Even though it was one of the biggest, people who were really skeptical about it, but so it helps me with my passion. But the way I approach it is I started just talking to people at work about it. There's so many people that are out there that are looking for better skincare. And sometimes people don't feel comfortable just talking about it until you start talking to them about it. And so, yes, so far I've been just talking to my coworkers. Um, and even my friends as well. Like my friends have been so supportive. I didn't think they would be this supportive, but I just remember from the first day when I decided that I'm going to do that, and I told several of my good friends, I'm going to do this. And they were so excited for me. They were so excited, like, and they're supporting me. And they wanted to go along with this journey with me, and they're trying some of the products, and they're just as impressed with it as I am. And so far, like when you see this excitement, some of my coworkers that are slash friends that are been using, like for example, Lash Serum, I can see it. I can see the difference. I don't even have to have them tell me.
Yeah.
Wow, what a difference. So yes, so far I've been doing it pretty much just talking to people, using up that network that I have.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. And I was, going to say, yeah, you don't necessarily have to start, you don't have to have a huge following on social media. You don't have to be really active on social media to start. So that's really great point, Inessa. So before we close, I just, I don't want it to make it, I want to make it short and sweet as much as possible. So before we close, I just want to ask you, what would you say to someone who is considering, starting their business with Rodan and Fields, but they're sort of like, well, there's some fears, right? I mean, all of us have fears. Thinking, a lot of us think like, well, I'm not a salesperson. I don't have a huge network. I am shy. I am, like, who's going to listen to me? Like, what would you tell someone who is sort of like, they want to do it, but they're scared?
They're scared. Yes, no, and there is this saying that we are our own worst enemy. And definitely an example of that. I live in my head sometimes. And you don't get successful or you don't get to learn new skill unless you go for it. If you just always think about it and think, oh, well, overanalyze things and think that, oh, well, this person, they're able to do because of this and of that. And I think I'm a perfect example of utilizing what I have right now. I don't have time to be as much on social media, but just something that, talking to my friends about it, opening up in conversation. And I think if we all just have to stop being so much in our head and just try, because you have nothing to lose. You have everything to gain. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You have to be okay with sometimes people saying no to you. And it's also something that this has helped me to learn how to be okay with a no. And you will get a lot of yes. And so don't be so much in your head, just go for it. There's nothing to lose, just so much to gain. And we can make up so many excuses. I do that a lot. No, now's not a good time. No, I'm so busy with this and that. Life always happens. life will happen. There will never be a good time.
Right.
If you're thinking about it, if you're considering about it, or if you've been a customer and you love the product, just try it, just go for it. Then that's the best advice I can give. That's what I told myself.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Inessa. And I can tell you that compared to even a few weeks ago when we were talking and you were sharing, I think what I love about our doctors have created this their company and this business opportunity also to help people become more confident. And I can just, it seems like I mean, I can tell that I've become so much more confident. And you've just mentioned that as well. And thank you so much. That was probably the best compliment that anybody has ever given me. And I've heard that from people who who knew me before starting this business, and even like a few years later, because for me, speaking in public to I've now spoken to like hundreds of people in the room, and I mean that was my worst fear. And I think when you open yourself to taking that risk and expanding your comfort zone, I don't like the term going outside of your comfort zone. I like expanding your comfort zone. Yeah. Then you end up expanding it so much more than you or even imagine, because you could have been imagined, because once you start expanding it in this direction, in like say in the professional direction, you can feel that in every single area of your life. Wouldn't you agree?
Completely, absolutely. I think this is one of, as I said, you have nothing to lose but so much to gain. You have totally inspired me by the difference, I think, because I know you, in confidence level. And even for myself, I am, the best way to overcome a fear is to confront it, right? And we don't have to get there right away. We can take baby steps, but step by step. And there's just so much more to it as well. As you told me from the first day, there are people that you meet, there are amazing, amazing people that have gone through a lot themselves. There are amazing stories. Everybody's there to inspire you. And I think what, you asked me if people are thinking but are scared. The other thing, what I like about this is you don't have to do this alone. You're not going to be alone. It's not like you sign up for it and then that's it. You're just, yes, you're there for me. You've connected me already to so many amazing women that are inspiring. And there's just so much more that I'm looking forward to. And you're the person that, you're my inspiration. And I always think to myself, okay, so in several years, I want to be where Ole is at, because honestly, all of us are capable of anything if we just put our minds to it. And knowing you, knowing where you came from and how far you got, you can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it, but we gotta try.
Well, those are the best words to close with. I can't, I can't follow that. So thank you so much, Inessa. Thank you for sharing with me, and for your kind words. I, appreciate you and love you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having faith in me and being there for me.